The decision by Indiana Senate Republicans to leave the state's congressional districts unchanged is at least in part the result of grassroots efforts. Case in point, Indiana Conservation Voters. Members of that organization conducted a campaign holding letter writing workshops to send correspondence to the state's 39 Republican senators. Indiana Conservation Voters usually focused on conservation issues, as its name implies, but after today's political announcement doing a victory lap, our John Bailey spent some time with the organization today and joins us now with the story. John.
Like you said, George, Indiana Conservation Voters normally advocates for greater use of clean energy and protections for the state's wetlands. But Executive Director Megan Robertson says the organization turned its attention to redistricting efforts to protect Hoosiers from a blatant power grab by leaders in Washington.
The bottom line is that there are some folks out in Washington, D.C. who felt like this was something that they needed to do to make sure that they could hold on to power. And at the end of the day, that's just not how we do things in Indiana. You know, we believe in fairness. We don't change the rules in the middle of the game.
In addition to letter writing workshops, Indiana Conservation Voters contributed $100,000 to a statewide media campaign urging Hoosiers to speak out against redistricting. Robertson says the decision to preserve the existing congressional map is a triumph for representative democracy.
You know, if you care about an issue, make sure you do something about it and take action. And, you know, the bottom line is tens of thousands of Hoosiers made their voices known on this. And I saw on several of our Facebook posts or social media posts, folks commenting saying, well, I'm going to send it, but I don't think it's going to matter anyway. And it turns out it does matter.
Now, Robertson hopes state lawmakers can move past partisan gamesmanship and focus on issues that actually matter to the public.
I think what it boils down to is that folks in Indiana, you know, they don't wake up every day thinking about their congressional map. They wake up every day thinking about how they're going to put food on the table, pay their electric bill, and those things. And so, you know, Hoosiers made their voices heard on this, and we're grateful to the Indiana Senate for listening to Hoosiers, listening to their constituents. And, you know, now we can all get back to focusing on those issues that Hoosiers want us focused on, which is bringing down electric bills and dealing with inflation and other issues.
As for Indiana Conservation Voters, Robertson says the organization can now return to its core mission of combating air and water pollution through clean energy, hopefully lowering energy bills in the process.
Redrawing Indiana's congressional districts was a priority for the White House. Vice President J.D. Vance made 2 trips to Indianapolis to make the administration's case. Our John Bailey on an important political story tonight. Thank you, John.